Hey everyone, John here, and welcome back to the Toy Box. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're having a great day and a great weekend. I'm excited for today's video because I have officially purchased my first Jazwares plushes, and I'm going to show them to you today. This is a set we purchased from Costco.com. It is the Pokemon 25th Anniversary Celebration Galar Edition Plush set. We have the Galar starters, Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble, and Pikachu here is the fourth. So this is a complete set. Everything is bound to the box, so you get the whole unit as is. And we're going to take a look at all these plushes, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. Alright, let's start things off with Pikachu. Pikachu is not one of the Galar starters, but it is an iconic Pokemon, so it makes sense that it is included as the fourth in this set. Now for the plush. For the standing test, Pikachu does pass the standing test. It doesn't need assistance from the wall or any other objects to stand up. The only warning that I will give is that it is a little bit rounded here on the bottom, so Pikachu will be kind of hard to stand up at times, but it's definitely possible. Now for the firmness, Pikachu is very soft. It is one of the softest plushes that I have. And for the size and the proportions of this plush as compared to the character in the game, the plush is pretty good with this. The sizes look correct. The colors also look good. We have a nice Pikachu yellow, we have the red cheeks, and we have the black for the eyes and the ears. Now let's take a look at some of the details. We'll start off with the head. So first we'll look at the eyes. You can see the eyes are embroidered here. We have the black part and the white. We have a nose, which is also embroidered. We have the cheeks. Now, the cheeks are a little bit different. The embroidering is done here at the edge. Now, the mouth here is completely embroidered. You can see right here. And here's the other side. Now, let's take a look at the ears. So we have, the ears are pretty soft. And then we have the black tip here at the end. Now, for the body, this is the softest part of the plush. We have the arms and legs right here. So if you look at each arm, you see the little fingers defined right there. And you can see the other hand with if I take the tag out of the way. And then we have little feet. And once again, you see the toes defined here. And here is the other side. Now, if we turn the plush around, then you can see the stripes. The tail is attached here, so I can't take it out of the way. But you can see the stripes here. The borders here are embroidered. And we have the two stripes. And lastly, we have the tail. The tail isn't really stuffed, so it feels more like the effect where we have the air inside, so it's still pretty soft. And the tail is sharper here, so you know that this is a male Pikachu. And lastly, we have the tags. So first we have this toe tag right here. And then this is the Jazwares tag. You see the other side. And if you open it, it's hard to open because of the zip tie here, but you can see the information inside. So anyways, now that we have seen Pikachu, let's move on to our first Galar starter in the set, Grookey. Grookey is the grass starter for the 8th generation, and personally, my favorite out of the three. It looks like so much fun even as it evolves. It reminds me of my Donkey Kong Country days back in the 90s. Let's take a look at the plush. So first, Grookey passes the standing test. And I'm actually pretty impressed about this because Grookey has a really big head, so I would imagine that it would make it hard to balance, but this plush does it pretty well. Now for the size and the proportions, I think the size and the proportions of the plush are perfect. So like I said, Grookey has a big head, so the rest of the body is going to be a little bit smaller, and then we have the tail. So I think Grookey matches up nicely. And for the colors, I think they got the colors perfectly. Now let's take a look at the rest of the details. We'll go ahead and start at the head. That's where most of the details are. So looking at the face, first, Grookey's eyes are embroidered. This part here is not, but we have the border right here that is. So the same thing, you can see the other eye. Now we have Grookey's mouth and nose. So we have this right here. And you can see the mouth right here. That part's embroidered. Now this whole mask around Grookey's eyes is also embroidered too. Not the inside, just the border. And then Grookey's ears, very soft. This is the softest part of the plush. The rest of the plush is about a medium firmness, if I have to judge by the head. And a little bit from the body. It's kind of like the Sitting Cuties plushes. So I would say it's about the same firmness as a typical Sitting Cuties plush. So you can see the other ear here. And then on the top, we have the hairstyle. Just the two leaves coming up here. And then the stick. Now the stick is very firm. I actually like this because it feels more realistic that the stick would be more firm. So anyways, let's take a look at the arms and legs. So we have Grookey's arms right here. There is the yellow, not yellow, orange tips. So, and we have the fingers defined here. We have 5 fingers. There we go. And then we can see the feet, which also have the same thing. The green, and then we have orange feet. You take a look at the other side. You can see the toes defined here too. And then you can see the body. There isn't much detail in the body. You can just take a look here. Then lastly, we have the tail. So the tail is kind of firm, but it curls up like this and stays in place nicely. Now for the tags. First, have this one right here. And then we have the Jazwares tag here. You can see the other side. And again, it's kind of hard to open because of the attachment, but you can see everything in here. So anyways, that is Grookey. So now that we've taken a look at Grookey, let's go ahead and move on to our next starter, the fire type Scorbunny. Alright, so now we have Scorbunny, the fire type starter. Scorbunny really reminds me of the Trix rabbit. It makes me think that it has a diet of mostly cereal. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the plush. So first, Scorbunny fails the standing test in every possible way. Guys, I really tried, but I could not get this plush to stand up on its own. If you want to stand it up, then you will need to have it use the wall or another object for assistance. Now, the size and the proportions of this plush are really good. They're done perfectly, I think. Now, one thing that all of the starters in Galar have in common is that they have huge heads compared to the rest of their body. And this is the case with Scorbunny. And that's probably why it fails the standing test, is because the body is so skinny and so small while the head is huge. So that's probably why it failed the test. Now, the firmness of the plush varies. It varies for each part, so we'll go over that as we look at all the details. So let's go ahead and start off with the head. So first, for the face, we have Scorbunny's eyes. You can see them both here. They are both embroidered. We have Scorbunny's nose and the iconic Scorbunny patch right here. All of this is embroidered as well. And we also have the mouth, which is also fully embroidered. You can see the tooth right here. Now, the head is very firm. It's on the firmer side, so I would say more than Grookey. So you can imagine that this is probably one of the firmer plushes. We have whiskers in the side, which are very soft. So it's very different from the head. Now, moving up to the ears. The ears are the softest part of this plush, and probably the softest of any of the plushes that I've had in a while. They're very soft and they're very flexible, so it's very different from the head. And that's why I wanted to do it separately. Now, if you look at the ears, you can see the yellow part here is embroidered. And then you can see the stripes here where the color changes from white all the way to orange with a lighter orange stripe. We'll take a look at the other side, and you can see the ears here. Then we even have the little fur coming out from here. So that's pretty cool. Now, moving on to the body. The body is pretty firm, just like the head. There aren't many details here, just the tail here. And then we have the orange collar going around Scorbunny's neck. Now, the arms and legs are maybe about a medium firmness, kind of like Grookey and like the Sitting Cuties plushes. So we have them here. You can see the fingers being defined. And here's the other one. And then for the feet, we have the white feet, an orange tip, and then at the bottom, you see the embroidered patches. There we go. You can see the other foot too. And then lastly, we have the tags. So if we look here, here's the first tag. And then we have the Jazwares tag here. You can see Scorbunny on the other side. So anyways, so that is Scorbunny. We've taken a look at Scorbunny. So we have one more plush left. So let's take a look at the last starter of our set, Sobble. So now we're on our last plush, Sobble. Sobble is the water type starter. I have to admit I kind of overlooked Sobble when I first did my playthroughs of Sword and Shield, but when I went back and played with Sobble again, it really grew on me. And so let's take a look at the plush. So first, Sobble passes the standing test. And I'm really impressed with this one because Sobble has very skinny arms and legs. Again, we have an oversized head compared with the rest of its body, but this plush pulls it off and stands up perfectly. And I think Jazwares did a pretty good job when it comes to the plushes standing on their own. Scorbunny, I think, was a lost cause because I don't think there was any way that plush could stand on its own. But Grookey and Sobble stood up pretty well. So I'd say they did a pretty good job. Now, for the size and proportions, I think they're done perfectly. Yes, the heads are oversized, but then again, that's part of the design of the Pokemon. Those Pokemon have oversized heads to begin with. And the colors are also really good. So let's take a look at the details. So first, we'll go ahead and start off with the head. We have Grookey's eyes right here. Most of it is embroidered. You can see this part right here is embroidered. The edge is embroidered. The middle part is not. And you can see that on the other side as well. We have embroidered cheeks right here. We have this line right here, which is also embroidered. We have the nose, and then we have the mouth. And then if you notice, we also have this water drop shaped patch on the face, which is a bit of a lighter blue. Take a look at the fin on top of the head. The fin is a bit softer than the rest of the plush. The plush as a whole is about a medium firmness, just like Grookey, and kind of like the typical Sitting Cutie. So this fin is a bit softer than the rest. I would have thought it felt a little bit like there was a wire here, but there really isn't. Mine it was because my package was in the box, it was kind of bent like this. But I think over time I could get it to stand up like that. That way Sobble will have an upright fin. Now let's take a look at the body. Let me move the tag real quick. So on the chest we have this nice water drop shaped patch, and it is embroidered here. The rest of the body doesn't have too much, so it's mostly just this patch on the chest. The arms and legs are very skinny, and they have the two fingers right here. So here's the other side, and we can take a look at the legs. It's the same thing. You can see it like this. Let's go to the other side. I still think it's impressive that it was able to stand on its own so easily. Normally I'd have to balance it out, but I didn't really even have to do that with this one. Here, let's move on to the tail. So the tail also has a lot of detail here. It curls up over here. It attaches to the head, so don't yank it off. If not, you'll tear your plush. So you have the tail over here, and then we have the dark blue ball in the middle. You guys can see it from the other side. You can see where it's sewn on right here. But there you go. So that is the plush. Lastly, let's take a look at the tags. We have the first tag right here. And then we have the Jazwares tag right here. So anyways, that was our last plush. So let's go ahead and bring the whole set back together. Well, this was the Jazwares Pokémon 25th Anniversary Celebration Galar Edition Plush set. So what did you guys think of this set? And which plush was your favorite? Let me know in the comments section below. Another reason why I wanted to show you guys this set is because I think it is a pretty good deal. Jazwares plushes are becoming harder to find in my area at least, and most of the time when I do see them, they're about $15 each. Now keep in mind it's not these exact plushes. I've seen other starters and other Pokemon characters as well, but each plush is about $15 each. Now this set from Costco has 4 plushes, and it is $44.99 online. This comes out to about $11.25 for each plush. Now keep in mind that this is from the website. If you are fortunate enough to find it in your store, then I've seen it labeled as $38.99. This is less than $10 a plush, which is a good deal. I'll put the link to Costco in the description. Well anyways, that's all I have for you guys this week. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, rate, subscribe, and don't stop playing.